in-person learning. The program will serve students from age 3 through 8th grade. There will be 50,000 available seats each day, with the idea that these seats will serve 100,000 students because of alternating in-person days at school. The city says it's trying to identify space in schools, community centers, libraries, and elsewhere. So basically, you're going to have school, except the teachers don't have to show up and teach. It's just a stop to the teachers' union by saying, okay, so we'll keep your kid locked up in this daycare facility, but the teachers won't have to show up. So this is stupid, because it's just as stupid as the anti-lockdown protests will spread COVID, but pro-George Floyd protests will not spread COVID. And saying that childcare is not going to spread COVID, but schools are going to, the teaching spreads the COVID? This, of course, is very silly. There's certain things that you can see done in policy that are dumb, right? Leaving the nursing homes open to COVID, stupid. Opening childcare but not school, stupid, makes no sense. And, by the way, has some pretty dire secondary effects. I'm amused that the New York Times, the same New York Times that's saying we need to keep the schools closed for the sake of the teachers, is also observing that, by the way, a lot of private schools are coming back, and rich parents can deal with kids being home, and they can homeschool them. It's creating an actual, more serious gap in education between poor and rich. My kids have done fairly okay in terms of education being home during this time. My 6-year-old started off the pandemic reading at probably first grade level when she was in kindergarten, and now, before she enters first grade, she's reading at third grade level, right? She's got me at home, she's got her mom at home, she's got her grandparents there, so she's been doing just great. But what about kids who don't have that sort of support structure at home and aren't doing the Zoom classes? What do? The New York Times is recognizing this is exacerbating inequality. At the same time, they are cheering on the closing of the schools and shouting at President Trump for saying the schools should open. So we'll get to more of this in a second, because